Hey everybody, welcome back to Wacky Wednesday. Now you'll notice by our background that we're not in the kitchen today. We will be in the kitchen later, but not yet. We're starting out in the living room because we're going to read a book today. Some of our younger viewers have requested a book time, story time. So we're going to have that today, and then we're going to make a recipe that goes along with our story. So, one of my friends is a teacher, and she had this book in her room, and I thought it looked so cool. It's all about rhyming and animals, and so I thought you guys would enjoy it too. So, the name of this book is A Huge Hog is a Big Pig. See how the rhyming goes? So, as we go through this book, if you think you know the answer, go ahead and shout it out. This first one you should get, because I just told you the name of the book. A huge hog is a big pig. Very good. You got it. Okay, let's see if you can get this one. A swamp croaker is a bog frog. Sometimes a swamp is called a bog. This one, ooh, a chatty parrot is a wordy birdie. That's a good one. I like that. Okay, this one is a wet hound. There's a dog taking a bath. Dogs don't like baths, do they? A wet hound is a soggy doggy. That's a good one too. Sometimes if you try to give a dog a bath, you end up soggy too, don't you? Okay, this one, ooh, this is a funny one too. A chubby kitty is a, let me hear it. Very good, fat cat. Okay, this one, a silly rabbit is a funny bunny. I heard some of you say that, funny bunny. A chicken coop is a hen den. That's where the hens live. Very good. Okay, let's see. We've got a grandmother goat is a granny nanny. Did some of you know that a nanny is that a female older goat is called a nanny? Now you do. Okay, cattle food. This one is kind of similar to our recipe today. Is called cow chow. A runaway gander is called a, ready? A loose goose. A runaway gander is called a loose goose. And here's another good one. A cozy beetle is called a, now this one, part of what this is called, some of you might have been called this by your dads when you're getting out of the bathtub and you're all bundled up in the towel. You might say you are as snug as a bug in a rug. So a cozy beetle is called a snug bug. A fidgety gobbler is a jerky turkey. That's kind of a crazy one. This next one, a duck flock is a quack pack. Oh, this is a cute one. Look at that. Some of you have a dog that you got when she was just a puppy. And some of you have a dog that looks very much like this. That's very new and probably gives you kisses all the time. A puppy kiss is called a pooch smooch. Some of you really like pooch smooches, I know. A happy father, which I think all of you have all the time, is a glad dad. So that is the end of our rhyming book. Remember, it's called A Huge Hog is a Big Pig. Now, because I got this from my teacher friend, she uses it with her students. So some of you may have already seen this book in class, or you might see it in school this next year. I don't know. But if you do see it in school next year, you're already going to know the answer. So try not to answer all the questions. Give some of the other kids a chance to have a turn and guess the rhyming words. But for now, we're going to mosey on into the kitchen and make our fabulous rhyming recipe. So now we're in the kitchen ready to make our rhyming recipe. Now, I originally said that our recipe was kind of going to go along with the name cow chow, but I've rethought that because I don't think cows would really eat this. So instead of cow chow, we're going to call this Muddy Buddies. They're actually lemon Muddy Buddies. So the first thing that we need to do is go over our ingredients. Now, I will tell you that you'll need some more adult assistance on this recipe because it does require melting some ingredients together on the stove. So a good thing to do would be to ask your adult assistant to go ahead and start warming the pot up on the stove, and then you can get all of your ingredients together. One of the ingredients you need, or supplies you need, is a big plastic bag. So get that ready, and some of our younger viewers can do the plastic bag part. Okay, so we need some rice chex cereal. We need some white chocolate chips. We need powdered sugar, which is what's in here. A little bit of lemon juice. A little bit of salt. And a lemon. And some butter. So the first step is to add some butter. And the measurements will be on the screen. I'm actually making a half batch. The recipes you see are for a full batch, which is what you'll want to make when you're making it for your family. So we're going to go ahead and let this melt. We're going to add our white chocolate chips next. I don't remember if I said those in our ingredients list, but you need white chocolate chips. So we're going to add those. And the next thing we're going to add is going to be some lemon zest. Now this is a new experience for us. We've never done lemon zesting before, so you need a really fine grater. This is actually called a zester. And what you're going to do is you want the zest of about a half of a lemon. Now you can kind of see, I hope, on this lemon, you can see this is the regular skin, and this looks kind of different here. That's because I've zested this part. We're going to zest this part now. So what you do, or ask your adult assistant very nicely to do, is you hold your zester over your pan and you just kind of shave it. It's kind of like you're grating cheese. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because the zest is so fine. Well, you can't even really see it there. But I promise you, you can see the skin is coming off. Or it's really called the zest. Actually, once it gets petaled up here in a minute, you'll be able to see it in the pan. And what this does is just adds a nice amount of flavor and texture. Now, you probably wouldn't just sit down and eat the zest of a lemon just like a snack. I guess some of you might want to. You could. I don't think it would be very good. But it gives it a really nice flavor. Oh, there, I've got some built up on my zester. That's what it looks like, the zest right there. So that's about right. We've got about half of our lemon zested. Tap that in there, and our chocolate chips are starting to melt. Our white chocolate chips are starting to melt. And our butter is starting to melt. So the next thing we need to do is add some lemon juice. Now, I should mention, this is a recipe that's really good if you like lemon. If you don't like lemon flavor, you are not going to like this recipe. But if you do like lemon, it's really good. Now there is a version also that we might make sometime that is, the ingredients are basically the same, except you use peanut butter and chocolate chips, and that's usually called People Puppy Chow. And I happen to have a good recipe for that from Taste Tester for Grandma. You might remember the other things that we've made from Taste Tester for Grandma have been really delicious, so we might have to do the puppy chow sometime soon. So this is coming together very nicely. It's melting nicely. Oh, and I forgot, we have to add the salt. Now we need just a pinch of salt, just a tiny bit. So what I do is just take a little bit, like I don't even know if you can see it in my hand, it's such a little amount. There you go. We just dump that right in. That kind of offsets the tartness of the lemon. Okay, so we're getting close. You can see our chocolate chips are almost melted, or white chocolate chips are almost melted. So we're going to let this go for just a minute. And while that is finishing melting, we're going to go ahead and fill our plastic bag. You could use a bowl with a lid, but you just need something that's going to be contained because we're going to do some shaking. So into this bowl, we're going to add our rice chex cereal. And this is just the dry cereal. As you can see, I'm just pouring it right out of the cereal bag. One more. So anyway, so what I was saying about this lemon version is that it's kind of nice for summer because lemon is kind of a nice summery flavor. So this is just really kind of a new take on an old recipe. Okay, so we've got our cereal in our bag. Let's check our mixture here. Ooh, perfect. Okay, so you can see how it's melted. What we're going to do now, or your adult assistant will need you this part since the pan will be hot. We're going to pour this mixture into our bag. And then we're going to just mix it around. Okay, so with my measuring spoons out of the way, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that looks awesome. Okay, so now we zip our bag up and flip it over. Well, you don't have to. Woo, that's hot. Be careful. The bottom of your bag might be hot. And we just kind of mix it around. And what we're trying to do is get all of our pieces of rice cereal coated. Okay, so that looks pretty good there. All right, so then what we're going to do next is take our powdered sugar. And we're going to put some of that into the bag. And then we're going to mix it up again. If you're using a bowl that has a lid, your fingers won't get burned like mine did. They didn't really get burned, but it was hot. I wanted to drop the bag. Okay. So we just mix this up until they're all coated. Now, we call these lemon Muddy Buddies. Like if we were making regular Muddy Buddies, they kind of get their name because they look brown. These don't look brown, so they're lemon Muddy Buddies. So, I don't know what... I can't think of a word that rhymes with a lemon. If any of you can think of a word that rhymes with lemon, let me know and we can change the name to lemon whatevers. Or maybe we'll just call them lemon whatevers. I don't know. Okay. So you can see the powdered sugar. You can't really see probably very well, but they're all coated inside with powdered sugar. It's kind of hard to see through the bag because the powdered sugar is so coated. Okay. So I'm going to make sure they're all coated, and then we're going to actually lay these out to kind of dry off a little bit. Because if you eat them right now, they'd be all soggy and your fingers would get gross. But after they've dried out a little bit, they're going to be perfect. So we need to take a baking sheet, and we're going to just dump them right out on the baking sheet. Get my little built-in shelf here, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, dump. Got one stuck in there. Alright, and so what you do, you're just going to spread them out. Now you might remember a long time ago, like back when Aunt Liz TV first started, we made something called Chex Mix, and we made it on a baking sheet, only we didn't use lemon and powdered sugar, we used other ingredients, but we did use this kind of cereal. So this is kind of a snack that really is, I'm really excited to eat. In fact, I'm going to try one now. Lemony and crunchy, yummy. So, it'll be even better though once they've cooled down. I'm going to let these cool down and then we're going to see what Taste Tester thinks. I've never made this before, so I have no idea if we'll get thumbs up, thumbs down, if he'll fall on the floor shaking. I have no idea. He's very unpredictable, you know.
Bring your family and friends. Aunt Liz TV. She's a magician in the kitchen.
Aunt Liz TV.
Watched on Mondays and Thursdays.
Aunt Liz TV.
Cooking yummy foods and tasty treats.
Aunt Liz TV.
Give up orders and taste the buds sleep. Aunt Liz TV. It's time to eat.